Alright, the 3 easiest problems on the test. Condense logarithms. Expand logarithms. Solve logarithms. Alright, we got to condense them. That means we got to bring them down. So, when we subtract logs, what does that mean?
It cancels out.
We divide, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Glad everybody knows it. But before we can do that, when you take a power of a power, right? You multiply, right? So if you're multiplying, you get to move it up here. Okay? So what does that mean? That means log base 7 of 3 to the 8 minus log base 7 of 11 squared. Right? Then what? What does minus mean?
Plus.
No.
Sorry.
Divide. So 3 to the 8 over 11 squared. Done, son.
Wait, what? I thought,
Oh, okay.
I thought if there was the same log 7, like, I thought that would cancel out.
No, they just stay log 7.
Oh, if it was different, like,
You can't do it.
You gotta condense them.
okay.
They have to have the same base.
So what's it called?
Dave, can you guys go through that
Huh?
one time? I don't get it.
Undefined, son, if it's like
You just stop if they're not the same base. Alright,
Hey,
now this you're doing the opposite.
That makes so much sense.
can you please go through it one more time? I don't get it.
That's so.
Oh, like you're moving it on the other side?
This is becoming a power. We're going opposite direction. Before we were breaking them apart, right? Now we're putting them together. Okay.
Is that an exponent, or is that like to the power of 11? By the 7?
11 to the power of 2.
Oh, okay.
The exponent of 2.
How did you get the answer?
Huh?
How did you get the answer?
When you subtract exponents, right? Then that's really dividing. When you're subtracting exponents, that's really dividing the powers, right? So we're dividing the powers. When you subtract exponents, think about this. If I have x to the 5th, right? Divided by x to the 7th, then I'm subtracting, right? I'm subtracting. Why am I subtracting? Because I'm dividing. Okay? And if I'm subtracting, then what am I doing? I'm dividing the powers.
I still don't get it.
I'm sorry.
Just reload the video.
Okay? So, you have to know your exponential rules. Okay? Your exponential rules, a power of a power, right? When you're taking a power of a power, what do? You multiply those exponents, right? When you say x to the 5th raised to the 3rd, you're going to have x to the 15th, right? So what did you do? You multiply, right? So what are we going to do? Multiply. So this is going to be 2 log base 9 of x over y to the 4th. Okay? But you have to remember, it's 2 times all of this, correct? Alright? So that means that we're going to have 2 times. And what happens when you're dividing? Remember? What happens when we're dividing? We're subtracting. So we're going to become log base 9 of x minus log base 9 of y to the 4th. Okay? Does that make sense? So when you divide, you subtract. When you subtract, you divide. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Now, what do you do with this power?
Move it up.
Bring it out to the front. So then you have 2 log base 9 of x minus 4 log base 9 of y. And there it is. It's expanded. So this is expanded, this is condensed. So in one way you're squeezing it together, the other way you're pulling it apart. Okay? Next. Tell me if you can answer this. Log of 5 is equal to log of x. What's x? It has to be 5, right? Log of 5. It's pretty simple, right? I mean, these two, if the bases are the same, then those two have to be the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay? That means these two have to be the same. If these two bases are the same, that means those two have to be the same. So it's just negative 5r minus 5 equals negative 4r. You don't even need the logs. Okay? Now, which one's lower? Negative 5 or negative 4?
Negative 5.
So we're going to add 5, and we get negative 5 equals r. There you go. Boom.
So if the bases are same, then you don't. Then
You just set them equal. It's easy. Right? Cake. Eat it up. Yum, yum, yum.
I want some cake.
I want cake.